everyone, I'm Cindy Byer with the Pilates Point, and I have Tyler Green here with me again today for our stretch series today. I call it Stretch and Release. So if you've been sitting around like I have been, and I feel really cramped up and tight, it's almost like when you've been sitting in a car too long or sitting on an airplane too long, you feel like you've been crunched in and cramped up so much, then today's workout is just for you, because I'm going to give you some self-stretch techniques and self-massage techniques that you can do right now on the floor, on your bed, wherever you are, just laying down, that will get your body moving, not intensely, but it will get it mobilizing so you don't feel so tense or cramped up. So join me now and we'll get ready to go. Hi Laura, thanks for joining me. All right, let's get going. So we're gonna start sitting, and what we're gonna do is make sure that we have a little bit of space behind us. So Tyler, go ahead and scoot towards the end of your mat. I'm gonna scoot forward a little bit more, so we wanna scoot even further forward. So we're gonna start with rolling like a ball. This is a massage for your spine. So as we go back, we're going to actually take the benefit of the hard floor under the mat or on the carpet. You'll get the same benefit. On the bed, you'll work your abs more than you will massage your spine, but I'm doing it today specifically for that spine massage. And what we're gonna do here, don't worry so much if you feel a thump right now. We'll walk you through how to get through that. But right now, have your legs wide. So instead of having them together, have them wide, and I like supporting under my knees with my hands. You can support on top if you want. I like under my knees, because when my legs are wider, I have more movement in my spine. So I'm going to roll my lower back and roll backwards. And then I'm going to roll up. We're going to just do 10 of these. I want to roll backwards and roll up. As you go, I want you to feel the different areas of your spine that you feel are tight. This is a great way to identify those specific areas. Not like you won't be able to identify it. Typically, if your back is tight, you can go, oh, right here is really tight. But this is an awesome self-massage technique of just massaging out all of the different muscles that weave in between your vertebrae as you hit them. Can you come back up? Yeah. Go forward, that's awesome. All right, and so everyone give Ty a thumbs up and a heart. A lot of the moves that we've been doing in all of these videos for the last week and a half are all brand new to him. He's never done them before. So if that's like you, welcome. You're right alongside with Tyler as he's learning them for the first time. So I appreciate you being here. All right, let's go back again. So this time, what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll backwards, and we're going to add in a lengthening of the legs. So you're gonna roll back and let the legs just go long wherever you go and come up. Don't worry if you flop, that's okay. We're just using the benefit of the floor to massage the body. Let's do that again. And then I'm gonna show you something that I can do to help Tyler get the most or the maximum benefit from this move. All right, so I'm gonna come back here with him. Go ahead and roll back. Don't worry, you won't hit me. And then I'm gonna grab his legs right here. And then I'm just gonna let you go forward. So I'm gonna push him forward. So if you have a partner that can help you, I'm not really pulling him, right? Am I pulling you? No. I'm just helping to hold you there. So come back again. Now, as I have him here, all I want you to do from here, Tyler, is pull your belly button in towards your back and start to roll down. Do you feel that stretch in your back? Now yep, and now bend your knees, and that will roll you through your lower back. And then go ahead and sit up however you need to. Push yourself up. I'm gonna do that again with him, and then I'm gonna show you what it will look like if you were doing it all by yourself. Roll back again. This is a move that we usually do where we're on a machine. If you're doing it in the world of Pilates, it's called a short spot. So from here, all you're gonna do from here, Tyler, is really pull into your belly, pull your belly in towards your back, start to roll down. So I'm giving just a small amount, 1 finger amount of tension. Good, keep rolling. Now bend your knees, roll your lower back out, and then roll up. Good. Now, I'm going to show how I'm doing it without assistance. You can continue to do it and try it on your own now that you have felt it. So I'm going to use this rolling like a ball. I'm going to roll back. I'm going to bring my legs out. Then from here, I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to roll my spine down towards the mat. and then I can sit up. So what I'm doing is I'm allowing my abdominals to flex my spine. Like I was doing a sit-up, but I'm doing a sit-up reverse. So I'm rolling down as opposed to rolling up. Okay, let's go again. So Tyler, I want you to try to slow it down as much as you can. Open your legs to the side, roll through that spine, and then roll all the way up. It is okay if you have to go a little bit faster. Tyler, you're using a lot of momentum. That's okay. As your spine gets looser, you'll be able to control it more. So pay attention to using your abdominals as much as you can. So I'm going to move my hands up out of the way. This is going to make it harder for me, but this way you can see what's happening to my spine. So I'm here in this ball. I'm going to have my knees open to the side. I can hold my heels together if I want, and I'm going to roll my spine. I'm really working through my abdominals. So what happens is I can get my whole entire spine to roll down onto the floor. What will happen is it'll start to loosen up in that lower part of your back. Go ahead and do this again, Tyler, because I want to show something to everybody. Go back again. All right, so what happens with him is as he's going down, he gets stuck, which is why you whip yourself forward. So roll through your abdominals as much as you can. Bend your knees, so get out of the way of your legs. So your legs are really tight. So loosen. I want them really super loose. Yeah, there. And then as he loosens up his legs, it makes the exercise easier, yes?
Yeah.
No?
No, it does.
It does? Okay, go back.
No, I'm stuck.
Now you're stuck. Okay, roll forward. And it happens. People will get stuck. You'll get stuck. That's okay. It doesn't mean don't do it. It just means keep trying. Roll back. Good. So now I want you to soften your legs. So I want there to be no tension in your legs. Bend your knees a little bit more and take the tension away. Good. Roll your spine. So use your abdominals. Use your hands if you need to as well. Very good. Good. And then come back up. Or slam your feet on the floor. All right. Let's move forward on that one. All right. Let's go down onto our back. So however you want to get down there is perfectly fine. We're just going to have one knee bent, but have it not tucked up here like we normally do. Have it bent, but a little bit straighter, you see? So instead of tucked in, I'm gonna have it a little bit straighter. I'm gonna take my leg here, and I'm going to lift it towards the ceiling. But now I wanna do a bigger leg circle than we've done before. So we're gonna come out to the side, bring it down, circling it up and around. So we've done this move before, mobilizing the hip, but we're gonna add in some additional work so we can get some stretch to our lower back. So I'm gonna move my arm out of the way so you can see what's happening to my spine. Now, when I go the other direction, instead of just going down, what I wanna do is take my leg and cross it over my body as much as I can. I will now allow my back to lift up off the mat. See this? It's coming up. And then I'm gonna circle it down and around. So I'm going to allow, on this move right now, my spine to lift and around and up. I'm going to do that again. So here and around and up. Could you have the other leg straight? Of course. You can keep it straight if you want. But the goal is to get your spine to lift up off the mat, allowing yourself to stay stable on the opposite hip. Very good. Now bend your knee here. So this knee is now going to bend. And you're going to just reach it back towards the ceiling. So I'm going to open it to the side. If I need to, I can use my hand on the inside of my leg to create a little bit more stretch to the inner thigh. Then I'm going to bring it up, and I'm going to do that again. Out to the side. Now I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to take my opposite hand across, and I'm going to pull that leg across my body, just like when my leg is straight, and I'm going to allow my spine to lift. I'm looking in the opposite direction of where my leg is going to go. Now, from here, I'm going to shoot this leg straight and then bring it around, up, and bend it back in towards my shoulder. So then I'm going to use my hand and guide it across my body. Allow my spine to lift. Here is a beautiful spine stretch. And then I'm going to shoot that leg down, circle it around, and then back up. Try two more here. I use my hand just so I can guide where I'm going. I have control so I don't just flop. I'm a flopper. My body and spine is very, very mobile. So I like to control it, circle it down and around, and then place that foot down. So now we're gonna go to the other leg. So we're gonna start with that leg up towards the ceiling. And we're going to start with it going out to the side, circle down and around, and then back up. Do about 3 more. We're just mobilizing that hip before we use that mobilization in order to stretch and deepen the stretch of our spine. Now, from here, pause. You're going to take that leg, bring it across the body. Your hip comes up. It's almost like you're falling over to that side. I'm going to look towards the ceiling. Ideally, you want to look away, but if I look away, you won't be able to hear me. So circle that leg around, back out to the side, sorry, and then up towards the ceiling. So you're going to reach it over to the side here. So my hip does come up. My shoulders are planted on the floor. Circling it around, out to the side, and then up. And do 2 more here. You're really getting this nice large movement of that leg. 1 more here. Mobilizing that hip and allowing the spine to release. Now bend that knee. I'm going to take the hand on the same side of the leg, but on the inside of the leg, and I'm going to turn that hip out to the side. At the same time, I'm pulling it towards my shoulder up here. Just pulling it towards my shoulder as I press it to the side. Then I bring it back up to a 90-degree angle at the hip. So then I'm going to use my hand to guide it out. I don't want to go too far where my hip just falls down. I want to have control over it. Why? Because I want to make sure I'm maximizing that stretch. And if you're really flexible, like I'm hypermobile, if I let it fall, I have absolutely no stretch because I can get that hip to open all the way to the side, so I get no benefit. If you're tight, don't worry, you don't want to, you won't be able to. I stand corrected. You won't be able to let it fall, but you also don't want to allow it to seize up on you. So if you have your hand there, it can help support it a little bit, and that's what you're after. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to swap the hands. So we're going to bring the leg back up. My hand is going to go onto the opposite side of the knee. It's the opposite hand, and I'm going to pull that leg gently across my body, allowing my lower back and my pelvis to lift until I'm almost on my side. Both shoulders stay down. Then I'm going to bring that leg out straight, circle it back, around, and then back up. My hand will guide my leg across. Why? Because then that way I have control over the move, and I'm not just mindlessly flexing or rotating my spine. Reach the leg down, circle around, back up, do 2 more. I guide across. I love this stretch for really releasing that lower back. Down and around, out to the side and up. Last one, hand comes across, I guide myself there. I'm maintaining control of my movement and of my stretch at all times. I'm never going to where I feel a really giant pull. And then back towards the ceiling. You guys doing all right? From here, we're going to just roll over onto our hands and our knees. Thank you for being here today. I do want to let you know I have all of the workouts that we've done so far all uploaded onto YouTube. And I'm super, super excited because I already have about 10 videos of shorter content of about 3 to 5 minutes of small little segments that will be uploaded in the weeks to come. So make sure you do subscribe to my YouTube channel. You'll find it under Cindy Byer, The Pilates Point. If you can't find it, just private message me and I'll give you a link to one of the videos that we're doing here live on Facebook. That way you can then subscribe from there. But something that I just learned, when you subscribe, if you want to make sure you're made aware of all videos that I'm uploading. Now remember, not all videos are going to be published live on Facebook. But if you want to be alerted to all the new videos that are coming in, make sure you hit this little icon that looks like an alarm bell of some sort, and that will give you the notification every time I upload new content. So be sure to do that. All right, so now let's go down to our hands and our knees in this position here. Many of you will probably be aware of this kind of movement, similar to yoga, where it's a cat-cow. But instead of going into the cat-cow pose mindlessly, we're going to go into it with a little bit more thought. Now you'll notice that I can get my feet completely flat on the floor. What you'll notice with Tyler is that he can, I'm in the way, hold on, is that he cannot. So what I would tell Tyler to do, because that's probably putting a lot of tension into his shins, is to tuck your feet like so. So now you're bringing your leg up to where it was going to go anyway, right here, as opposed to trying to keep them flat like I am. That will allow your body to get a better release in this move. So if you don't have the flexibility in the top of your feet like I do, go ahead and just tuck your toes under, and that will give you a much better position. All right, so now from here, what I'm gonna have you do when you do this move, first of all, shoulder right over your wrist, okay? So I have this tendency, I can be back here. Some people have this tendency of being too far forward. You wanna line it right up and have your back as flat as you possibly can. If you're looking in a mirror, it's a lot easier. When you go to do this move, what I want you to do is initiate from your pelvis. I want you to draw that pelvis under. You see how I'm just moving that? I'm not moving my upper back. Draw the pelvis under and lift your spine towards the ceiling, and your head is the last thing that follows. Then I'm going to lengthen my pelvis back out and then flatten my back. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to draw under from my pelvis. I'm tucking my pelvis under. I'm doing an abdominal crunch of my lower abs, right? I'm flexing through the lower fibers of my rectus abdominis, pulling my abdomen in towards my back, hollowing out my spine. My neck and head are the last thing that follow. Then I release from my tailbone to my lower back, my rib cage, my shoulders, and my head. Now, continue to do that movement as I talk through this. What some people tend to do is when they do this move, they contract through the pecs, and you see how I'm now flexing my upper back? All that's doing is creating a tightness right through my chest. And all I'm doing then is excessively flexing my upper spine. So if you're someone who loves to have a hunchback like this, if that's the posture you want to have as you get older or throughout your day, then I will tell you, go ahead and continue to pull up from the chest here and round just your upper back. Really work that hard. If, however, you want to have a really nice posture where you're not slouching from here and your back is not humped, then what you're wanting to do when you do this position, this cat-cow move, is to initiate from the pelvis in both directions. Right now, we're just doing spinal flexion. So we're going to take our pelvis, curl it under. Notice that when I do that, my lower back starts to round. Then I'm lifting up. I'm going higher, higher, higher. This is the last thing that rounds, but it's all nice and round all the way through. Then I'm going to stick my pelvis back out, flatten my back, and then I go into neutral. If you wanted to bypass neutral and go into a slight extension, you can do that as well by letting your tailbone go out further, right? So I'm not sinking my ribs down. That's what I would look like if I did that. What I'm doing is I'm lengthening, I'm tilting my pelvis away, and you'll see that the arc in my back is lower than if I just sank here. When I sink like this, it looks like the pressure is right into my lower back. I want to stick my tailbone out and lengthen my spine, almost like I'm opening up my chest in the process. Then I tuck my tailbone under and I flatten back. Back to neutral right now. Then I'm going to stick my tailbone out, open up my chest, and then flatten back. Now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to add a rotation in. So those of you who know yoga, I believe, and I'm not a yogi, so please understand that I'm just using these terms, and I might be wrong, so if I am, and I saw that Laura had popped in, so if you know, and she does yoga, I know that. So if you know yoga terms and I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. But take your hand, and it's called thread a needle, I believe, in yoga. You're going to take your arm, and you're going to bring it underneath your other arm, and you're going to just go down towards the floor, rotating your spine, trying to drop this shoulder towards the floor. And then you're going to untwist the spine as you come back up. And you're going to do that again. You'll notice that I'm doing a lot with rotation, and I do that intentionally because as the body starts to tighten up, we start losing our ability to rotate our spine. And one of the best things that you can actually do is play golf or rotational sports because it helps to promote the mobility in rotation for your spine. Do one more here. Very good. And then come back up from here. Now from here, we're going to do a little bit more stability for the spine as well. So it's not just stretching. We're going to take one leg and reach that leg behind us. Then you're going to lift that leg up. Take the opposite, not the same side, the opposite arm and reach it in front of you, trying to hold that position. Very nice. Then come back down. Switch sides. What we're doing is we're working on the muscles that help to stabilize the spine against the rotation. So we're creating this balancing of the muscles that interweave within your spine. Multifidus, I think it's called rotaries, whatever. I call it the Mufasa muscles, just because I think that name is funnier. But it's pretty much your multifidus. Those are the stabilizers of your spine. So if you end up having a lot of back pain, these are muscles that you want to strengthen and mobilize, both. Not just strengthen and not just stretch. One more on the other side. Very good. Come back down. Now what we're going to do, Tyler tends to be very tight into your quads, right? And so he's a very heavy leg person. So we're going to do a little bit of a stretch for the front of your quads while we're in this position. So what you're going to do from here is you're going to just take one leg and bring it forward, wherever it goes. Is that funny? All right, just forward. So can you bring your hands up here? All right, that's fine. So then, from there, you're going to have to scoot this way so you stay in camera. From there, what you're going to do is you're going to take this leg and push it forward. So it's not so much this leg as it is about this back leg. So wherever, if you have to do it standing, you can as well. But what we're trying to do is get the length there into the front of this leg. So instead of pushing down so much, here's what you're going to do. Instead of going so far forward because that creates too much of a pull, you're going to stay back and then you're going to pull this leg up behind you, but push back towards it. And then that will create that stretch in the quad, right? So instead of thinking in yoga where they try to pull this leg towards your butt, what I want you to do is just bring that leg to wherever it can go and then push your body back towards it instead. Right, so you're pushing your body back towards the foot as opposed to pulling the foot towards you. And that will create that stretch in the front. Good, switch sides. So the other leg comes forward, however it needs to, it doesn't matter exactly. But the goal on this is not, can I stretch down and do this hip stretch? As much as it is, I want to get the hip stretch. I'm going to go this way so they can see better. I want to get the hip stretch by pushing my body back towards that knee and towards that foot. So instead of pulling the foot towards me, which puts a lot of stress onto the knee, you're going to push back towards that foot like you're trying to sit back down on it. Do you feel that stretch? So it's just a different focus of the exact same stretch that you might see in other modalities, like in yoga, where they pull that foot up. But that puts so much stress and strain on people's knee, they tend to avoid doing it, and then they limit the ability to release that quadricep. Very nice. Go ahead and come back up and just sit right back down. All right, last but not least, we're going to do a little bit of release for your hips. This is one of my favorite moves to do and to teach. So what you're going to do with your legs, if you're able to, is to sit with one leg over to the side. Doesn't matter where it hits, over to the side doesn't have to be bent a lot. But what you're going to do from here is you're going to take your hand like an L here, but turn it to the side, and then place it right on the side of your hip. Then from there, what you're going to do is you're going to take these fingers, push back and rotate your hip towards the floor, and then come back up. And you're going to do that again. So you're going to rotate back towards the floor. And what we're doing is we're really opening up this hip joint, and we're really working into those glutes, trying to get those nice and stretched and elongated. Good, 2 more. And if you feel like you do it because you're really tight through here, if you want to, you can take your thumb and press right there into your glute as you do it, and you can give yourself a little bit of a trigger point release. Or you can have someone else like me. I can go to Tyler. Watch his face. You can see it closely. As I do this, is go ahead and let the hip lift, and then press down from there. So all I'm doing is guiding down there. You can see his face, he's cringing, because I'm right there into the glute. I'm pushing the glute into the pelvis. Go do that again. I'm able to do this. For those of you who are watching, I'm able to do this trigger point release because I am a licensed massage therapist here in Texas. Now, other people who are teaching exercise and movement are not really, I won't say they're not really, unless they have a license in the appropriate state that they're working in order to touch physical therapists, massage therapists, athletic trainers are allowed to do something like that. Most people who are teaching Pilates, most people teaching yoga, most people teaching just general fitness are not allowed to create that release, at least here in the state of Texas. Go to the other side. So I give that disclaimer because people were asking me about that the other day when I did more of a Thai massage-based workout. So I just wanted to put that out there because I'm allowed to do that and give that extra release because I am a licensed massage therapist. All right, so on this other side, again, you take your hand like this L, put it down here just on that hip. You'll find that glute really easily. And then you're going to rotate back and down, and then come back up, and rotate back and down, and come back up. Try about 2 more. I really like doing this if you're a runner, especially. This is a really great way of releasing those glutes after long runs.
The other side hurt more.
The other side did?
Yeah.
This side's not as tight? Well, that's good. Now we know which side to work. Awesome. Very good. And release. Go ahead and rest there. Thank you guys so very much for coming today and for joining me on our stretch and release class. Tomorrow is Easter, so for those of you who celebrate Easter, happy Easter to you. For those of you who celebrate Passover, happy Passover to you as well. But we will have a class tomorrow at 4, just like we have been every day at 4 since the quarantine started. And I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.
Bye.